Alright, I'll play it and explain it afterwards. Stablemates. Alright, so that's really basic A section of stablemates. Now I'm going to go into how I get it in my ear. Whoopee! Alright, because this is Stablemates the movie, coming to a theater near you. Right. Okay, so if anyone watched the Just Friends video that I did for the solfeggio thread, movable dough thing that we had a while ago, I talked about relating every tune to its key center. No matter what's going on in the progression, you relate it to the key center of the tune. So in the case of stablemates, the key center is D flat. There's a lot of movement going on. For instance, at the beginning of the tune, you have this chromatic 2/5 that slip slides into your 1 chord. You're still thinking D flat because you want to make sure that whatever you play, no matter if it follows the changes strictly, or if you're doing a substitution, or if you're stripping away the changes and thinking more modally, that you're always thinking about your tonal center of the entire tune, not just a progression, key center of the entire tune. There's interesting things that you can happen upon if you approach a tune this way. For instance, that chromatic 2/5, check this out. Alright, so I'm going to strip things down just to their 5s in good old Joe Pass fashion, because it makes it easier to talk about, it makes it easier to improvise on. Anything that makes things easier, I like it, especially if it gets me closer to just playing by ear and doing less thought when I practice, and especially when I play. Okay, so here's your key center, right? The beginning of the tune is E minor, A7, E flat minor, A flat 7, D flat. Chromatic 2/5 to the 1. I'm going to just treat that as A7, A flat 7. I'm talking with my hands. A7, A flat 7, D flat major. I'm going to play this a couple of times, my D flat key center, just to get it in my mind and my inner ear, and help contextualize it in everyone else's ear. So we have, there's D flat. I don't know why I played E flat in the beginning. I'm a little cracky today. Okay, so we'll just play root shell to get our ears into it. Let's try that again. And I won't sing the melody this time, because I'm a horrible singer, even though I'm going to be singing on this video. Alright. Thanks for the patience in advance. flat 6. Oh boy. I'll explain that later too. Do it one more time. Alright, so here's the cool thing. When we're taught to improvise, a lot of us come across this idea of guide tones, of isolating our thirds and our sevenths and creating a line that goes through a tune where a third becomes a seventh or a seventh becomes a third, and you have this either stepwise or chromatic motion that kind of guides you through the tune, through the meat of the tune, the meat of the harmony, right? So I'm going to do something that uses guide tones and maybe a little bit of root motion to illustrate how you can use solfeggio or solfege to simplify what's on the paper so that you get the sound into your ear quicker, and you have these, what I call landmarks. There's landmarks and anchor vocabulary and all that. They're all just guideposts for your ear. So if you find that your line is getting a little off tangent, think back and say, well, what was the sound of that guide tone line, or what was the sound of that guide tone or plus root type line? And you can get yourself back on track a lot quicker than if you think, well, I'm on this chord and I'm going to use this scale, which I don't know if you've been following me on the forum or anything, but I don't like that train of thought at all. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to discuss that or waste your time on this video. I want to get into how this works. So let's go again with the beginning progression, which was check this out. I'm going to speak according to the chord, just to facilitate things. When I go into solfege, it'll be according to the key. Right now I'm talking about the chord. Third of A7 is C sharp. Check this out. There's my A sharp. Should sound familiar because that's D flat and harmonic. So if I go C sharp on the A7, C on the A flat 7, and then I go back to C sharp, D flat on the D flat, which is the root, get this. Which, now relating it back to the key, is, make sure I'm in the right octave for my voice. Do, yeah, do, I'm actually down here. Do, T7, 1. If you don't know solfege, it's 1, 7, or leading tone, 1. So I just took a chromatic 2-5. It looks like it's totally out of the key. Well, you have something that actually operates within the key of D flat. 1, 7, 1. I think that's pretty cool. So, if you don't know what to play, Or you could say, well, you know, I'm going to use that, and I know some notes of the triad of each chord, so I know that the triad is A, C sharp, E, and then the next triad is A flat, C, E flat. So I could go like, yeah. Boom. I'm still outlining the changes there. It's very minimalistic, but you're still getting into the changes. Of course, you could incorporate your thirds and your sevenths, and could put color tones and all that, but you have to figure out where your guideposts are, your landmarks, all that, to guide your ear. Not your eye, not your mind, your ear. At least that's what is important to me. It's guiding my ear. So we just handled the chromatic 2-5 going to the 1. Then it goes to this progression that's a dominant 7, going to a 2-5 of 4. Once again, if you keep yourself grounded in that D flat key center, all the movement of this progression, it makes more sense. It just operates on your ear in a way that makes sure that you're centered. Key center, you're centered, right? So let's play the progression from there. So here's our key center, D flat. Now I'm going to play root shell, like I did before. Root shell voicings, comping. I'll add the 2 5s in for a good measure, just to give it motion in the accompaniment. Not necessarily important to always play that in the improvisation. Okie dokies. A little altered. I could make it really altered. Right. There's a doggy outside, so I okay. That's the whole progression. I'm almost at the point where YouTube says that this video is too long. So, really quickly, you have now we're at that point where you have the C7. I noticed something interesting here. The C7, you have an E natural, that's the 3rd. Yeah. That's actually your flat 3rd of your key. Flat 3. There's other things that you can note, that you can be aware of, but I have to end this video because it's going over. It's ridiculous how short these videos have to be to get on YouTube. Alright, food for thought.